All right, hey guys, Clint Hardy back with you here today. It is June 1st, 2018, and we're getting started. I got my two helpers here today, Dylan and Jacob, and we are getting ready to load up the planter that's on the John Deere 7000, that's on the New Holland T4100, and we have our seed delivered. It is Willcross, and it's soybean seed, and it's the 9348. So these are the same soybeans that I planted last year and had pretty good success with them on certain patches. Dad is up in the field cultivating right now, and my hand is blocking the video. But yep, we're getting ready to start planting. Got everything set up. I got a few minor adjustments to do on the planter, but we're getting ready to roll. June 1st. Goal today is just to plant about 30 acres and get this done. Me and the boys have been working hard cutting out some small little trees out of this field. We had a flush of little locust trees is what they were. So getting them all cut out and getting ready to start planting. So stay tuned, and we'll show you how everything's going. So update to this video, I got 18 bags of seed, soybean seed, and the fertilizer hoppers up top since I'm not going to be using them. Plus I've got another 6 ready to go in the seed hoppers back here for the seed meters to go to feed. One of the products that I use, and this is not a paid advertisement, but this is just a product that I used last year, and it is awesome. It has a lot of micronutrients in it. It has calcium, magnesium, sulfur, cobalt, copper, iron, manganese, molybdenum, zinc, and this last year really made those soybeans pop out of the ground. I got this from Ag Team Professionals down in Garden City, Missouri, John Ortiz. If you guys are interested in this year or next year, it is a great product. It is also able to be used in organics, so you can use it in organic farming. That's what I'm doing, so that won't inhibit any of the certifications that you guys will be doing. If you're not organic, you can add it into your seed treatment, into the boxes, and it won't have any negative impacts on brush meters or vacuum meters or anything else, so they say. I've got the Kinsey brush meters this year that I've already put on these seed hoppers, and I've got graphite that I'm going to go ahead and mix in, and I'm going to do a little demonstration with you this year. I'm going to plant 4 acres with only the graphite, and I'm going to do everything else with the Big Yield Coat soy from bigyield.us. Again, John Ortiz and Bill Cook down in Garden City, Missouri with Ag Team Professionals are a great outlet for this product, along with many others that deal with organic and non-organic farming. So stay tuned, and I'll show you. We're getting ready to get started planting. I'm going to go ahead and fill the boxes now and show you planting a couple acres, and then in a couple days I'm going to do a demo with what the emergence looks like on the 2 fields. So maybe you guys can see a big difference, maybe you won't, but we'll hopefully show you. All right guys, stay tuned. All right guys, update to first day of planting. It was my experience last year, my failure as of a new beginning farmer last year. I did not do the basic fundamentals of prior planting preventative maintenance. So I guess that's the best way to say it. I was one of those guys. I didn't check the air pressure in the tires. I didn't check the spacings on the actual rows themselves. I didn't grease anything. This year I am not making that mistake again. I just checked the tires on the planters. I had to add quite a few pounds on one of the tires. I added almost 25 pounds to one of the tires. They're rated at 35 psi, so that's what I put them at. Also just greased everything, wiped everything down on the gauge arms, on the drive sprockets and everything else that's underneath. I'm getting ready to lube the chains again as well with some spray, and I've already done the drives, the meter drives, so I'll probably go ahead and touch them up a little bit. But these are all the types of things that you need to start doing. Check all of your seed firmers, all your gauge wheels, make sure everything's running properly, and everything's set the way that it should be, especially that little thing right there, your drive sprockets for your seed population. I have already got it set up to plant 138,000 population, which is a little lower than what I wanted. I wanted to run about 140 to 142, but on these new seed meters they don't have that that sprocket with what I've already got on there, so that might have to do for this year. Also, you need to make sure that you grease where's it? These grease certs here on these arms until there's just a little bit coming out. Make sure everything's greased up nice and well, so it runs properly for you and it'll avoid breakdowns. So we'll see you guys here shortly in the field. Alright guys, one other thing I just did was I checked to make sure the delivery system was proper, was at the right setting. Wanted to make sure seeds were coming out of the seed tubes, and they are. I watched a couple videos on how to do that. This is not the most ideal thing to do, but it can work just to make sure that everything is working properly. Just run it on a flat surface. This is about the flattest surface that I have. Unfortunately, it is gravel, so I just went real slow, and everything is working as it should. The seeds are following right in line with the seed furrow, the marks that I put down with the new discs, the new blades, seed furrow opening. Now it's time to go plant. It is 4:30, June 1st, and 2018, and I am getting ready to lay down my first rows of soybeans for this year. Weather is 91 degrees, feels like 96. There is a 40% chance of rain at 2 o'clock this morning for Saturday. This is Friday the 1st, so Saturday the 2nd has a 40% chance of rain, and I'm going to try to get 28 acres knocked out between now and then. It's a John Deere 7000 6-row planter and a New Holland T4 100. I've been looking forward to this day for a very, very long time. Wanted to start several weeks ago, but just didn't happen. So let's get some soybeans in the ground. I am on the little 4-acre field that I showed a video earlier in the year that I chisel plowed, and this is going to be my test plot for the big bio yield soy treatment with zinc, and I'm going to show you on this, just this one 4-acre plot, what the difference is between this and then what the difference is up on the hill on the rest of the 24 acres. So stay tuned over the next couple days, and we'll show you the difference. Okay guys, I've gone about, I don't know, 200 feet, and I want to get out and check things out before we go any further. Everything's looking pretty good. We got a nice ridge in between the rows. One other thing that I didn't do last year, you can see this tire track is in between the two rows. I planted with the John Deere 6320 last year, and the rows were right behind the tires, so the tires were too wide on it. So this year I made the adjustment and started planting with that tractor, the New Holland, and everything is looking pretty good now. We've got a pretty good ridge in the middle that we have with the that we create with the row cleaners. I will take that. I do have them locked up in a little bit higher of a position, but since we tilled this, cultivated this, we still do get that ridging action. Another thing I wanted to come back here and look at are the seed firmers, how they're doing. And there's a seed right there next to that one, so I hope that's just an ironic one. Everything else looks like it's doing pretty good, doing its job, firming the seed into the soil. Another thing you want to check is make sure that the furrow is in between perfectly, or as closely as possible, the closing wheels, because you don't want the closing wheels to close the seed trench on one side or the other. You want it to be right in the middle to get good seed to soil contact. So everything's looking pretty good at this point. Let me go get my knife and we will dig up a couple seeds to make sure where we're at on spacing and where we're at in the trench. All right, now let me turn around here where I'm not in the shadow here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start cleaning a little bit of this soil off a little bit at a time until I find a seed, until I know exactly how far down I am, because I may have to adjust this seed depth. So there's a seed right there. That's about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And let me peel this back a little bit. It is in some pretty good little moisture there. So there's one seed. So we should be able to come up here and find another. Okay, there's one more. And we're sitting at about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches apart. And they are pressed firmly into the soil. There's another one. And we've got pretty good spacing to this point. So let's clean off another one. There's another seed right there. I peeled up. So yeah, we're sitting a little deeper than what I would like. I may adjust the row cleaners to be a little bit more aggressive. Right now they're just barely tickling the ground, so I may adjust that to get more dirt pushed out here in between the rows, and that will also give me a little bit better of a seed trench there. So sitting at about 1.5 inches. I don't know, I'm going to play around with it. That's one thing I've learned, is you can't be afraid to make needed adjustments. Experiment around a little bit and plant things the way that they need to be planted. So trial and error, that's one thing I didn't do last year. All right guys, we'll stay tuned and hope you guys are enjoying the videos that I'm making. Please like and please subscribe. I am by no means a professional farmer at this point. I would like you guys to learn from my trials and errors rather than you guys going and experiencing failure right off the bat. I hope you guys can learn from some of my failures and some of my successes. What's kind of nice is I use that hay ring, or that hay fork, middle bar as a guide, kind of a sight for my marker. Pretty nice overall, really.